The WIAA Dairy Farmers of Washington 3A Football Championship is brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Washington. For healthy moms and healthy kids, look for the 3-A symbol on packages of milk, cheese, and yogurt as they continue playoff introductions ahead of kickoff in the 3A title game. We look at the fired-up cheer squad from Ferndale High School. Going to take a look at the head coach for the Prosser Mustangs, Tom Moore. This guy is all football. He's from the football heartland, grew up in the Chicago area. His grandfather, Sonny, played against and became lifelong friends with the great Otto Graham.
Well, seen a lot of his games over the years, Brian. Have family over in Yakima. He used to play a lot of playoff games in Yakima. And Tom Moore has always been a class act, and always his kids are always well coached. They know what they're doing. He pays attention to detail.
He seems to think of everything. On the other side, you cannot argue with the results that Jamie Plenkovich has achieved in Ferndale in his second season there. He moved over from Seaholm, and since then you see the numbers, 26-2 and 6. You can't beat consecutive appearances in the title game.
You know what? Jamie Plenkovich is a great guy. Enjoyed talking to him this past week, and that man is a lucky man as well because he's got a guy number 10 on his side of the ball.
Let's talk about the motivation factor for Plenkovich and the Golden Eagles. They came here and by an eyelash, a great play defensively by Bellevue saves the game at the end of the ball game. Golden Eagles wind up losing that ball game by 3. Kind of makes you hungry, doesn't it?
I would think so. And as I talked to him this week, I said, hey, Coach, I suppose you're trying to get 4 more points this year and not be behind by 3. These kids, and most kids do that, as soon as they lose Monday, they're in that weight room and ready to go for the next year.
Prosser last appeared in the championship game in a victory at the wire over Sammamish High School of Bellevue. You talk about the legacy. This program, not Tom Moore, but Moore and his predecessors have sent nearly 36 guys to collegiate programs. There is a strong tradition at Prosser.
Well, we saw it in that open, and Tom Moore himself talked about it. When you grow up in a small town like that, and these kids come out and play, they grow up seeing Prosser winning state championships, not only in the league, but in the state. And they want to be a part of that, and he's has been the perfect guy to lead them.
Mustangs make the title game with a 42-27 semifinal victory last week over Rainier Beach. Of course, the big one, the quarterfinal, 38-35. They outlast Bellevue down in Kennewick. Ferndale defeated Kennedy here at the Tacoma Dome last week, 41-13. Beat Liberty narrowly, 19-8 in the quarterfinals, and Plenkovich thinks that may have been their wake-up call. Jake Locker and his cousin Brady. Ferndale has won the toss and will receive. Ivan Marino, the running back, a 1,600-yard running back, but also handles placement duties for Tom Moore's Mustangs. He's got the ball dead center at the 40-yard line. The Locker cousins are back deep at about the 5, and the squib picked up by Jake Locker, and we're underway. Locker looking for a block, springs loose across the 20 and the 30, and finally taken down by Serge Torres. But a good tackle-busting return to start the game for Jake Locker in Ferndale.
Oh, there's no question. You see right there, first of all, it started off with the kickoff being low. Brian has showed some of his baseball ability, feeling that like a ground ball, and then using that natural ability again to get it out to the 33.
One of the things that triggered Prosser's victory over Bellevue, a strong stand forcing the Wolverines to punt on their first series. Prosser looking for that here. As Locker hands off to Adam Wilgus, cuts outside and has room across the 50. He's got a chance. He may be gone. Off the chain and in the house. Adam Wilgus on the first play from scrimmage puts Ferndale on the board.
I tell you what, we talk about the quarterback play coming in this game, Brian. Kellen Moore and Jake Locker. But right there, Adam Wilgus takes some of that hype away and takes some of it all the way to the end zone.
Gabe Olivo out of the hold of a winded Wilgus for the extra point. And it is good. One play, 24 seconds. And Jake Locker on the bench fired up as he sets up Wilgus's heroics with a great return. Look at this.
Well, look at Bryce Cobain right there pulling around from his left tackle position, coming up in the hole. I love this kind of play. Talk about vision, running the football. Adam Wilgus knew exactly where he was going to go, and he set it up perfectly to do the cutback. Watch from the left side. You got Jonathan Lee and Bryce Cobain right there. Look at that wall of blockers. What a great job.
Look at the block that Lee throws downfield to get Wilgus all the way to the end zone. Rocky Sandusky, the receiver, also.
Well, Wilgus could have handed off to Jonathan Lee. He might have been able to score.
So Prosser now tested from the get-go.
Well, one thing about a passing offense is that they move the ball. They don't sit on. They're not a ground chuck type of offense, so we can expect Prosser to come out, as you put it in the pregame, slinging that ball around. And I tell you what, Kellen Moore is a perfect guy, and this game's got a lot of time left.
Wilgus has just added 67 yards to his season's 1,000. Time is taken. We saw Marino kick off. Marino on the left of your screen. Serge Torres, one of the up-backs. Cody Frank is to Marino's left at the Prosser 12-yard line. Olivo handles placements for Ferndale. Zach Schulte, the senior, will kick it off, and he'll lay this one on the right hash mark. Wait a minute, we're indoors.
I know, the wind is blowing. Well, this is a hot and humid place, and I saw some of that last year and last weekend, but maybe the air conditioning unit blew that thing over.
An awful lot of fans in the house.
Great
for both sides.
Great crowd.
Now Schulte is ready. Marino and Frank are deep. This one is going to go to Cody Frank inside the 10-yard line from the 7. Tripped up before he reaches the 20-yard line. Kyle Harbine, a sophomore, with the tackle. They will spot the ball at the 20. There's Kirby Moore, the freshman receiver. His brother Kellen getting a last instruction from his father Tom. And Prosser is in business. Both these teams averaging better than 50 points a game offensively in the course of the season. Kellen Moore will operate out of the shotgun. Swing pass to Torres. Knocked down by Rocky Sandusky after a 3-yard gain.
I tell you what, Rocky Sandusky, you're going to see a lot of plays from this young man on both sides of the ball. We talked about his great, his receiving stuff, but I tell you what, this kid will come up and rack you.
Look at the length of Hartley at right tackle. This guy's got collegiate potential. The running backs and receivers, Tom Moore says, people forget we have a 1,600-yard rusher. Torres turns the corner and has a first down across the 35-yard line. So they can do it on the ground with Marino, but take a look at Kellen Moore making a bid tonight for the state yardage record. Ferndale's defense. Derek Altona, this is his 3rd trip to the Tacoma Dome. He won the state wrestling title at 275 pounds here. Linebackers, all two-way players. And Locker and Sandusky anchoring a first unit that allowed 4 touchdowns all season long. Stout run defense as Marino gets his first touch of the night. Brought down by Bryce Cobain.
Well, you look at this Prosser offense, and Kellen Moore's put up all those big numbers, over 4,000 yards, 64 touchdowns. But this Ivan Marino has 238 touches as the running back.
1,560 yards, 21 touchdowns. Defensively, also had 2 interceptions, returned both of them for scores.
I was wondering if he was going to play defense tonight.
Moore airs it out downfield and over the head of his intended receiver. Danny Lockery, the senior, who had 38 catches for nearly 600 yards. Moore showing great range downfield. He found Lockery in single coverage.
Well, Jamie Plinkovich, the head coach for Ferndale, told us this week, Brian, that this kid throws lasers and he throws a great deep ball. That ball right there was about 55 yards in the air, but pretty good coverage out there on these young men. And right now, Ferndale's it's got him in a 3rd and long situation.
In case you just joined us, Adam Wilgus busted off a 67-yard run on the first play from scrimmage. This play is blown down movement in the Prosser line.
Prosser a little anxious to get going there, and you see that Kellen Moore coming over and talking to the guy that calls the plays. What's he calling?
Snap. False start on the offense. Still third down.
I mean, don't you think you'd be, come over and say, "Hey, Dad."
Oh, I thought you said, what's he calling, as in a play? Well, he's calling something with an empty backfield now. Trips to the left. Moore steps up and dumps it off.
Nice
to
tackle.
Andy Moore. Well shy of the line to gain.
Well,
good coverage downfield.
Well, there's another Locker kid that can make some plays. Brady Locker coming up and making a great tackle there, preventing Prosser from picking up any more yardage and the first down. Pretty good pressure that time. They forced Kellen Moore to kind of move around back there. Good coverage downfield.
So Marino watched him practice in here last night, and when he gets a hold of it, he can send it a long way. He'll kick it away to Jake Locker. High snap and nearly blocked. Brady is up. Brady Locker from the 15-yard line. Tackle is missed, and then Brady Locker pays the price at the 25-yard line. Time taken. Couple of minutes in, Ferndale already on the board.